Galveston, Texas. Galveston Island is essentially a sandbar, one of the Texas barrier islands that was formed over thousands of years of sediment buildup from the currents of the Gulf of Mexico. One thing that is noticed by first-time visitors to the island is that the water is brownish green. The color of the water is not from pollution, but rather the currents in the Gulf carrying sediment from the mighty Mississippi, the Sabine River, and Galveston Bay, which has many smaller rivers flowing into it. This sediment is stirred up by the waves along the Gulf Coast. The farther south you travel along the Texas coast, the clearer the water becomes. Every now and then, the wind and currents will be just right, and Galveston will experience a blue or clear green water day. The first inhabitants on the island were the Karankawa, a Native American tribe whose territory ranged from north of the Houston area all the way down to northern Mexico. The territory of the Karankawa was along what we now know as the Texas coast. The first known contact that the Karankawa had with Europeans was on Galveston Island in 1528, when Alvar Nunez, Cabeza de Vaca, and men from the Nunez expedition into the New World, and some of his crew, shipwrecked on Galveston Island. The account of this encounter is fascinating. As Cabeza de Vaca and his crew lived with the Karankawa for 8 years, their role in the tribe ranged from slaves to medicine men. Throughout the 1700s, there were a few small European colonies around Galveston Island. The island was named after Bernardo de Galvez, a Spanish governor who ordered the first survey of the Texas Gulf Coast in 1786. Bernardo de Galvez is known for being instrumental in the American victory against the British during the American Revolution. In 1817, Jean Lafitte chose Galveston Island for his new privateering operation. Jean Lafitte was a notable pirate and privateer, known for helping the Americans defeat the British during the War of 1812. Jean Lafitte came to Galveston shortly after he was expelled from Louisiana. Jean Lafitte and his men were known to traffic slaves in and out of Louisiana, utilizing Galveston as their slave smuggling depot. The men at Jean Lafitte's outpost were known to have battles with the Karankawa. Written accounts from those who lived on Galveston Island at the time state that they drove all of the Karankawa off the island during one of the battles. Shortly after Jean Lafitte left the island, in 1825, the port of Galveston was established by an act of Mexican Congress, as Texas was still a part of Mexico. A few years later, during the Texas Revolution, the Texian Navy was established at the port of Galveston. After the Texian victory at San Jacinto, General Santa Anna was held in Galveston until terms could be negotiated with Mexico. By 1839, the city of Galveston was established. Thanks to the bustling port and immigration into Texas, from 1850 to 1880, Galveston was the most populous city in Texas. In this same time frame, some estimates rank Galveston as third wealthiest city in the United States. Galveston remained prosperous until September of 1900. A hurricane known as the 1900 storm struck Galveston on September 8, 1900. Between 6,000 and 12,000 people were killed during this hurricane. Galveston would never be the same. The 1900 storm destroyed much of the island's infrastructure. Many residents moved to Houston, and the port would never be as busy. The city of Galveston decided to elevate the island and build a seawall to protect from future hurricanes. Over the next decade, a seawall was built, and much of the populated side of the island was elevated with sand and dredge mud, an average of 8 feet. Although the city was more protected by hurricanes than ever before, many of the businesses had moved to Houston. The Galveston economy would never be the same. From the 1920s to the 1950s, the Galveston economy was based mainly on gambling and tourism. Galveston's black market offerings thrived throughout Prohibition, World War II, and until the 1950s, when the Texas Rangers shut it down. For the past 50 years or so, Galvestonians have been focused on preserving the island's rich history. Today, you will find BOIs and IBCs working together to make this island the best place it can possibly be. BOI, which is a term you will hear a lot around the island, stands for Born on the Island. IBC stands for Islander by Choice. You'll find that Galvestonians are friendly and helpful, unique and quirky, and are always on island time. If you find yourself in a conversation with a multi-generation Galvestonian, be sure to ask questions. Galvestonians love to share their history. I hope this quick overview gives you a little bit of context about Galveston Island. You can start this audio tour anywhere you'd like. Make sure you check out the episode description. That will lead you to the next point of interest, or give you more information about the topic of the episode.